What's going on, YouTube? It's Sensei, place to be chilling, Mr. A&E. Better give you guys another Monday Night Raw review from August 31st, 2020. I apologize for this review coming out late. Some things important happened that came up that are very urgent that I had to take care of those certain matters. So the Raw review was supposed to come out with the SmackDown review and the Payback review and all that stuff like that, along with the podcast snippets, and I do apologize for that, but they will be coming out, as you guys see today, to make sure, because like I said, we had some things that we had to take care of, so I apologize for all your patience and everything like that. So let's get into what Monday Night Raw was. So Raw is coming after Payback. After that, it only took a week for the pay-per-view for Bill. So now we got to find an opponent for Drew McIntyre. So as Raw comes off live from the Thunderdome, we know that it's going to be a series of singles matches that's going to happen tonight, and the winner of each of those singles matches is going to go on to the main event in a triple threat match, and then the winner of that match is going to go face Drew McIntyre at Clash of Champions for the WWE Championship. So we have Orton versus Owens tonight, Keith Lee versus Dolph Ziggler, and Dominic Mysterio versus Seth Rollins. Okay, and so Orton comes out, he cuts a promo and says, I don't feel the need that I need to be facing Kevin Owens, or I should face anybody. I should just be right there in the title shot, in the title picture again after, things that happen, because Drew really didn't even beat me. And he talks about, because I'm a legend killer, I got the one swivel to RKO. They show a picture up on the Titantron of all the legends so far that, say he is taken out. I like how they got the ice pack on Shawn Michaels' head, because it's like, okay, well, maybe he didn't go out that much, but because he's still not going to get on him for that no selling. But then Keith Lee comes out, and Keith Lee says, well, after a certain win over a certain legend killer, that I should be the one that should be next to get a title shot. And Drew McIntyre is my friend, and I can even call ourselves good friends. And he does believe in receipts, and trust me, I do know that you're going to have a receipt coming. And then as he's saying that, Dolph Ziggler attacks Keith Lee. He throws him in the corner, and he just stares down Randy Orton. But then Ziggler does a jumping DDT, and we go into our first matchup: Keith Lee taking on Dolph Ziggler. So, I'm a fan of Dolph Ziggler. So usually Dolph Ziggler gets all the NXT guys right when they come up, and he's working with them and things like that. In my personal opinion, of what I seen Keith Lee do in NXT, so like that, this should have been a squash match. But it was good to see, some competitiveness. I will say that Ziggler's trying to go for the zigzag, but doesn't help, and then Keith Lee hits the spirit bomb and picks up the win. So Keith Lee is advancing on to the triple threat matchup, and I was like, okay, I most likely know who all the people are going to go into the triple threat matchup. The question is, who is going to win triple threat match? Because I already know there's no way Dominic's beating Seth Rollins, and they're gonna put him in that high profile kind of matchup just right now. And Orton doing all this talking, I'm like, okay, he's going to beat Kevin Owens. So I'm not saying it's spoiler alert, but I'm just saying that it's just basically what's going on. We get backstage of Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler to talk about how they captured, the women's tag team champion, stuff like that, and basically how they didn't disagree, and they said, they still fight to stay out the way. It's like the bar, but with the women and stuff like that. So it's not not too much. Asuka comes back there. I wasn't really paying attention to this segment when it came. Then we go on to Asuka demanding a new challenger for her Raw Women's Championship, who's deserving and stuff like that. And then here comes Mickie James. Mickie James comes out and says, you want somebody who's deserving? She's a 6-time women's champion, so she doesn't mind stepping up to the plate. And Mickie James and Asuka had a good matchup in NXT when NXT Toronto when Mickie James first came back. But then here comes Lana and Natalya come out, which I still don't understand this pairing, and telling her that that she does not deserve a shot. And then we're getting ready for an impromptu matchup. If it is impromptu, I'm not really sure, but it's Lana taking on Mickie James. Honestly, this match does not go long at all. Mickie James hits the mid kick for the win, pins Lana with Natalya looking in shock on the outside. So we see what happened to Kevin Owens last week. So this is foreshadowing what's going to happen to Kevin Owens this week on a Monday Night Raw. And then we get Kevin Owens taking on Randy Orton in his qualifying match. Before the match even gets started, Aleister Black comes out, attacks Kevin Owens on the outside, beats him down, and it gives him a black mask on the outside. So that Aleister Black walks away. Kevin Owens tries to get inside the ring. He goes and tells the referee to ring the bell, and then Orton's like, okay, that's on you then. Kevin Owens does try to fight. He punches and gives Randy Orton some chops, but then Randy Orton hits the RKO. Nothing Owens can do. And then he loses the matchup. I knew Owens was going to lose. I knew Aleister Black was going to screw him over, but I felt as though it was going to be like after about a 10-minute matchup. But no, Orton told WWE that he's not working twice tonight. So that's what happened, and then Aleister Black costs Kevin Owens his shot. So I can see them having a matchup at Clash of Champions, which should be awesome, to be honest with you. It really should be awesome. Mysterio's backstage with his whole family, Dominic, his daughter, and his wife, and he says he's real proud of him. Mysterio does have an injury. He's not going to be able to face Rollins tonight because that was supposed to be the matchup, but then he got like a legit injury, so Dominic is in place of that. And then it's time for the MVP Lounge with the Hurt Business with the new United States Champion Bobby Lashley. So Bobby Lashley comes out to the ring, and they getting ready for a 6-man tag team matchup, and talked about him winning the United States Championship. Then Cedric comes down, slowly walks and everything, and then MVP said, "You want to take my offer?" And he says no, and then I didn't come alone. So the Viking Raiders is there to beat up the Hurt Business. 6-man tag match between Cedric Alexander and the Viking Raiders against the Hurt Business. Back and forth action. It's not really nothing that too much noteworthy until Cedric Alexander rolls up MVP for the 3 count, and as Shelton and Bobby's about to go back in the ring to beat him up, he says, No. It's cool. He won that. It's cool. This is back off. Planting the seed of him more trying to go after Cedric to join the Hurt Business than anything else. So, you'll see, they pull back on that one. We see Titus O'Neil. Who? Warming up for Raw Underground. Titus O'Neil is back, so I guess he's taking a break from doing all the protesting and stuff like that, and doing all the Susan G. Komen stuff. So it's time to try to show everybody, hey, I was a wrestler in this business before, and we get as Raw Underground's not time yet, but now we get a number 1 contenders match for the Women's Tag Team Championships, and the loser will have to disband. Why? Off the back, that stipulation is stupid, especially when you don't have any women's tag teams in the women's tag team division. And on top of that, you picked the 2 most groups that are already been formed and together as the teams, opposed to all these other makeshift teams they're doing. So I didn't like this. Those Iconics taking on the Riot Squad. And first of all, I was just like, okay, so the Riot Squad is back. Liv Morgan's not doing her thing on her own. It's just the tag team of the Riot Squad. Whatever the case may be, Riot gets the role for Billie Kay for the win, and they earn a title shot, and there's no more Iconics. The only pure tag team that they have in the women's division is the Iconics, and they're the ones who went on to disband. Doesn't make sense to me, because without that, before the Iconics, it was the Bellas. Before the Bellas, it was Lay Cool. Those were the legit women's teams in WWE. That I was like, why? If they don't need to disband, you don't need to disband the team. So Kay and Royce start crying in the middle of the ring together, and then that's what it is. So Shane is backstage letting everybody know they get ready for Raw Underground. You guys say we're gonna see Jessamyn Duke, Titus O'Neil, Apollo Crews versus Shelton Benjamin, and they're trying to promote Raw Underground now, which okay, it's fine, but like I said, Raw Underground to me is wrong. It's just too perfect. Seth Rollins takes on Dominic Mysterio for the final spot in the triple threat match later on tonight. Going in this, I was like, I know Dominic ain't winning, but at least Dominic can show us, that he's able to have a good match still with Seth Rollins and everything like that. And there was some near falls. They did do some things with some near falls that actually make you think that Dominic was actually going to win this matchup. He hits a standing moonsault for a close 2 count, and then after Rollins goes to the floor, Dominic goes for the top and hits a big crossbody to the floor. So there's things that he's going out there doing, and then Doc gets back on top, but then he sets up Rollins for the 619. But then the fall splash combination, but Ross was out the way and gets up, and then he stomps him in the middle of the ring for the curb stomp and wins the match. Because you knew Seth Rollins, Dominic is not ready for that spotlight yet. So Seth Rollins is going to the triple threat matchup. As Rollins goes to lead the ring, he comes back and delivers another curb stomp to Dominic, which pisses off the Rey Mysterio family. Shane Man is ready for Raw Underground. We got Titus O'Neil versus some random talent, and he just basically beats the guy down. But then Riddick Moss comes in there, and then him and Titus have like a bullfight, and then Riddick Moss ends up beating Titus in Raw Underground. So that's basically how it is right there. Street Profits are getting hyped for their matchup. It's going to be a tornado tag between Andrade and Angel Garza going on tonight. And then backstage, Akira Tozawa is still hiding with the 24/7 Championship, but you see some like ninja looking thing in the background, and it comes up, and Tozawa talks to security until he rips off his jacket. It's a referee thing, and R-Truth rolls him up, and then he gets his belt back. So R-Truth is now a 39-time 24/7 champion. What? That's really a thing. Tornado tag team match with Street Profits takes on Andrade and Angel Garza. So tag team action here. It doesn't really go anywhere because in the middle of the matchup, here comes Retribution, and now Garza rolls out the ring and gets him and Demi out the way. So it just leaves the Street Profits, Selena Vega, and Andrade out there, and then they jump Selena Vega, they jump Andrade, they jumped the Street Profits and everything, and they just leave wreckage all around while Garza runs to the back. And then we go back to Shane Man Raw Underground, and then we got Jessamine Duke's in the ring, and she beats her talent up, and one girl gets mad, and Jessamine Duke comes up in there and beats her down for her. And you can tell by the way these ladies are fighting and judo flipping and stuff like that. They are about this life. They really do this kind of stuff, and so Paige Rose and Billie Kay is looking at all, and then Shane Man said, well, look, I mean, you focus on losing your friendship or your tag team, whatever case, later. But right now, you need to fight. So let's get one of you guys in there. And then she just threw Billie Kay in there. Billie Kay didn't want nothing to do with it. She tried to go one way, and she sees Jessamine Duke, and then me and Shafir. Jessamine Duke kicks her in the head and just like knocks Billie Kay out. And Shane Man was like, well, that kind of happens on Raw Underground. So next up will be MVP. Benjamin taking on Apollo Crews, and then when they come back, that's what happens. So they start fighting, and Apollo Crews is fighting his jeans. Him and Benjamin fall off, and then Ricochet's out there, and he's beating them down. Also, he's helping them out, but it's not working. Hurt Business kind of takes out Ricochet and takes out Apollo Crews. And also, they say the Hurt Business mean business as they stand tall at the end. Garza's backstage with Demi Burnett, which I found out is the Bachelor for this season, I believe. He sees Retribution coming through the door, and he just like runs and leaves her, and then she like kind of jolly on runs away afterwards. Now it's time for the main event, and the main event is who is going to face Drew McIntyre at Clash of Champions. So we got Keith Lee versus Randy Orton versus Seth Rollins. At the beginning, Seth Rollins is trying to tell Randy Orton that we're going to team together. That's what you talked about, to take him out. And then Orton slides out the ring and says, I changed my mind. So then we got Keith Lee just going one-on-one with Seth Rollins and stuff like that. And it's some good exchanges back and forth between Rollins and Keith Lee. I like how Keith Lee's played the serious part. He does do his springboard over two people in this matchup. I thought that was pretty dope. Kind of like he just like launched himself over from where the tag team rope is at. So I thought that was cool. And then Rollins is a Falcon Arrow for a close two on Randy Orton, and Orton and Rollins retreat. Lee goes and is trying to go take out Orton, but Orton gets out. Then we get Seth Rollins in the ring, and then he tried to go for the stomp, but then Lee catches him in a spirit bomb, and Rollins sells it like death. But then Orton comes out of nowhere, hits the RKO on Keith Lee, and he rolls out the ring, and then he goes to pin Seth Rollins, and then Randy Orton is going back to face Drew McIntyre at Clash of Champions. So that was the review of Monday Night Raw. So I don't know how I felt about the show. It was all over the place for me. There's other than seeing Keith Lee was cool, but it gets a thumbs down for me. I wasn't really enjoying with the thing. I don't know what they're doing with Retribution anymore. I think it's pretty much dead before it even got started. So they can forget all about that. But post any comments down below how you guys feel about Monday Night Raw. Hit the like button if you guys enjoyed my review, and hit the subscribe button for more WWE content right here on Nerd Coalition Studios. Once again, this is NC Place to Be. Children, staying in the Nerd Coalition is out.